add another world leader onto that ever-growing list of ones that are applying those jailhouse tactics of the punk test to Joe Biden and him faring about as well as you expect him to. That would be Mexico's president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, blamed President Joe Biden for the border turmoil. Oh my god. I can't think of one world leader right now that is actually saying, you know what, Joe Biden's actually doing a good job right now. Probably Xi behind closed doors, but everybody is literally taking this guy's lunch money. And what is he doing in response? Trying to chase after him and falling up the stairs. So yeah, President Obrador said at a news conference Tuesday that the Democrats set expectations that migrants would be treated better. Yeah, that's all on your plate, Joe. Good job. And this has caused Central American migrants and also from our country wanting to cross the border, thinking it would be easier to do so. Lopez Obrador said, people don't go to the United States for fun, they go there out of necessity. Well, why wouldn't they just stay in your shitty country? Okay. You're probably working on it, right? Yeah, I'm sure. Lopez Obrador's comments came after meetings Tuesday between United States officials and their Mexican counterparts. Did they bitch them up to their face? Because that'd be funny. As they discussed immigration and regional development. I guess they would have by proxy by saying that, yeah, it's actually Joe Biden's fault. And I wonder if just the American contingency just decided to capitulate just like they did to their Chinese counterparts as well. And, well, no, you. Don't worry. Lindsey Graham has flip-flopped in, 3, 4, 5 days? Because it wasn't that long ago he was trying to push the Amnesty Now bill. But now in the Senate, he's trying to push the Stop Asylum Abuse bill. I don't get him. Well, I completely understand because he is a rhino and he's shaped like whatever container you pour him in. But this is a flip-flop on a record pace, even for Lindsey. So what is this bill? Well, Graham's bill would require asylum seekers from the Northern Triangle countries, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Not the greatest places. Listen, I have a good friend who came over from Guatemala. Great guy. His family's great, but MS-13 is a real fucking problem in these countries right here. And they also came over legally, so no fucking point. Anyways, to apply for refugee status at asylum centers outside the United States. Yes, because the safe country is the first one that they would cross is not the United States. The proposal would also afford equal treatment to unaccompanied minors from the Northern Triangle as those from Canada and Mexico. Under the current law, unaccompanied minors from Mexico and Canada are returned to their home countries. Credit where credit's due. Lindsey, this is a good policy on the face of it here. I wonder if it's stuffed with shitty little down ticket items, but on the face of it, yeah, I don't mind it. The Biden administration has lost control of the southern border. It's time to regain control, and you have to deal with the dynamic that led to the border being overrun, Graham said at a press conference in Washington on March 24th. That would have been today. Well, it looks like Joe Biden took that scathing retort from superstar Lindsey Graham, and what did he want to do with it? Well, he assigned somebody to take over the crisis at the border. Now, okay, out of all of the people that are in the cabinet right now, who would you think would be on top of that? Who would be the person that you would put in charge of Border Patrol? Okay, would it be the head of ICE? No, that's a racist white supremacist organization. Okay. FBI maybe? No, not so much. Not really their detail. ATF? They could help, but not really a big enough institution. DHS? Oh, I don't know. That's kind of what they're fucking there for. But Mayorkas is currently getting his chemo treatment and fitting himself for a wheelchair to do his Professor X cosplay. But no. He found somebody. He looked around the room. He's seen the most power-hungry face in the Oval Office and said, you know what, Kamala? You're in charge. This is kind of funny considering there's a leaked memo out there right now saying that federal agencies to refer to the Biden-Harris administration. Not just the Biden administration, the Biden-Harris administration. Gives a little bit more credit to that one. Really, I'd bring up this tweet as well, but Biden sees himself as a 2-term president. I'm thinking he might be a 2-year president, but if this is anything to go on, I don't remember Mike Pence, Dick Cheney, even Biden himself wanting to put his name in the chyron, wanting to have himself on equal footing with the president. This is weird, but it's, once again, not unexpected. Anyways, back to the main story. Biden says Harris will lead efforts to stem border surge because if she knows how to put people in prison, I don't know what else she can do. Now let's see here. President Joe Biden announced today that Vice President Kamala Harris will be tapped was Willie Brown around to lead the administration's effort in stemming the influx of illegal immigrants at the United States-Mexico border. Biden told reporters that Harris was the most qualified person to handle the task, so he is familiar with her prosecutorial record. It comes as the administration faces growing pressure over how to handle a surge at the border that started after Biden was sworn into office. Completely and 100% created by Joe Biden. Even the Mexican president agrees. The increase has been consequential, but the vice president has agreed. It's time for me to step down. No, to lead our diplomatic effort and work with the nations to expect the returnees and enhance migration enforcement at the borders. I doubt he said that so coherently and without any stumbles. I will have to check the tape on that one. It's not her full responsibility job. What? But she is leading the effort because I think it's the best thing to do is to put someone who ... speaks for me. That's a funny way of saying puts words in my mouth. Doesn't have to check with me. She's running the show, Joe. Of course she wouldn't have to check with you. Just has to check and make sure that your diaper isn't full. She knows what she's doing. Oh, very much so, more than you know. And I hope we can move this along. Well, first, she has a couple of prior commitments before she can take all of this stuff on at the border. Because she's going to be holding a women empowerment seminar, and I can barely keep a straight face. Because it's going to be co-hosted by Bill Clinton. Oh, fuck. You can't write this stuff. You know, there's that saying that the left can't meme, mostly because reality is so much more funny than anything that they could put to paper. Kamala Harris slammed for decision to appear with Bill Clinton at a women's event. Well, somebody's got to protect them, Christ. Vice President Harris is being slammed over her decision to appear with former President Clinton for a Clinton Foundation event. Oh, I wonder how much she's going to get paid. Focusing on empowering women's aid in the COVID-19 pandemic. Ugh. Women most affected, given Clinton's alleged history of sexual abuse. Is it alleged? The dude was impeached over it, and she has the dress to prove it. That's about the nicest allegation I could bring up. A press release promotes it as a one-on-one conversation between Harris and Clinton on the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on women and empowering women and girls in the United States and around the world. What a nebulous topic that could absolutely mean nothing. She will receive several $100,000 for this talk, I am sure. After the news of the event circulated Tuesday, social media lit up with reaction of Harris's choice. Bruh. Particularly as the first female vice president. Well, we know how she got there, so she's not necessarily too disturbed by the habits of Bill Clinton. To appear alongside a man accused by Paula Jones in 91 of sexual harassment and rape by Juanita Broderick. Oh, thank you, New York Post, for bringing up the stuff that I didn't need to talk about. In 78, Clinton has denied both claims, and both women have stood by their stories for decades and also appeared at the second presidential debate in the 2016 election cycle. Two other women, Kathleen Wiley and Leslie Milwee, have also accused the 42nd president of sexual assault, both of which Clinton has also denied. What he no longer denies is his affair with Monica Lewinsky, which lasted from 95 to 96 when she was a White House intern and he was the leader of the free world. Power dynamics. But yeah, honestly, Democrats have no shame. Like, Harris was just announced to talk at this, but why on earth would Bill Clinton be holding a talk about women's empowerment? I don't get it, other than if he's going to be talking about empowerment via how many marshmallows a woman can fit in her mouth in order to get a better position at her law firm, or work on empowering those thighs. I don't know what kind of specialty he would lead to that. And then putting California's former top cop in charge of kids in cages, that seems pretty fucking stupid. Like, right now, it's Joe Biden's number one thing in his administration, other than blaming all of the shootings on white supremacy or white adjacent problems. And somehow the border has just kind of slipped under the fucking radar. Other than this story right now, all of his other problems, like something we'll get to in the next video. Now that's all gone away because a couple of crazy motherfuckers shot up a couple of places. And the response to both are just wildly different. Once again, another perfect example of how Democrats really don't care about optics or being ideologically consistent. What was the focus of the first shooting? Well, it was a white guy who shot up 8 people, and 6 of them happened to be Asian. Therefore, it was white supremacy and anti-Asian hate. The second one was a Muslim who shot and killed 10 white people. But now it's all about gun control. It's not about anti-white rhetoric or a kid who was born in Syria. Not but a month after Joe Biden bombs Syria, he goes out and lashes out irrationally. But no, it's all about the guns now. Democrats are some of the dumbest human beings alive. Listen, there are some good ones, and we're going to talk about one good senator next. I don't want to lump everybody together, but it's those goddamn authoritarians in the leftist sphere that really piss me off and draw my ire like nobody else, and I'd imagine they do too for you. Otherwise, I don't know why you'd be watching this, but I do regardless. And with that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.